Masterclass on the Liftoff.
Mamgad, how are you?
Ngiyaphila, sis Jeff kunjani?
Fantastic. I'm in a much better financial situation than when we last saw each other.
That's great. I'm always happy, to hear that because it means there's improvement.
Of course.
And
I listen to you guys.
And learnings are being implemented.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
All right. So let's talk about the planning. As lungis namhlanje, we are moving forward. We are planning for our futures. Asiqale with planning for buying a car. Yiziphi izinto umuntu akufanele acabange financially before making the commitment to a car?
I know ukuthi siba ne-excitement mawuzothenga imoto into ejabulisayo, but I think it's very important that we look beyond the excitement. You need to first look at your financial situation in terms of, can I afford the total cost of buying a car? And oftentimes we think the cost of buying a car is just an installment.
Yeah.
No. You still need to pay for insurance. Still need to pay for things like maintenance, servicing, depending into uthenga imoto entsha noma imoto esindala. But beyond that, you also need to think about, is this gonna affect other financial priorities in empilweni yami? What do I need to adjust if sengithenga imoto? Petrol onyuka like every other Tuesday, right? So those are the things that we need to look at. If ngithenga imoto, do I need to reduce my savings? Do I need to reduce my other life insurances? Or do I need to stop other paying debts, right? But also what is important is this car that I'm buying aligned to my lifestyle that I want now, but also in the future?
Okay, unpack that for me. Yeah, it aligns to lifestyle engiyifuna manje. Ngifuna unyanyavu, so ngizolithenga unyanyavu. Thembisa ungibuzani mfethu.
So we've got this thing of buying our dream cars as our first cars,
yes,
right? And that's not practical because there are other elements in our life that we want in future. I want to buy a car. So I want to buy a house. I want to have children and get married, and all those things will need money. So if I buy my dream car now, what will be the impact of me now wanting to buy a car wanting to buy a house in 3 years?
Ngisazokwazi
ukulobola, ngisazokwazi ukisingana esikoleni if I'm planning to have a child. Ngoba nanti le moto izobe sithatha 50% we salary yami. So those are the things that you need to think about, not just the cost now. Yes, you can afford it now, but can you afford it also with the lifestyle that you're looking to have in the next few years?
So then are you saying before umuntu decide ukuthi uyayithenga le moto kufanele imbuzo to kufanele njalo impendulo to lembuzo obuthi kufanele sibuzo wena kube you know, so will this impact my future plans in terms of buying a house and having children? The answer there is no. Will I still be able to save as much as I'm used to saving? Yes, I will be. So should those answers be favorable wonke before I actually commit? Angikwazi ukuthi savings izoshayeka kodwa kancane.
So you could say savings izoshayeka, but maybe I've got a plan of getting a side gig. I've got a plan of maybe moving jobs and my salary might increase, right? So in answering this question, you also need to think about ways that you can, fill the gap that will be created.
So what smart ways are there to still be able to get a car, kodwa not it have a negative bearing on the rest of impilo yakho? So for example, should we be considering things like demo vehicles versus a new car, used vehicles versus a new car, mhlambe encane manual versus automatic, isilishiya isonto lisemhlani, mhlambe sithatha isonto lisebhuthini?
So one before we get to the specs of the car, I think we also need to align with ourselves with rule of thumbs. Obviously, I'm not a much believer of rule of thumbs because finances are very personal, but it helps us to just see are we aligned with our finances. For example, if you're going to buy a car, the rule of thumb is you should spend between 50 to 20% of your total, I say, net income.
Unet ulonge na accounting.
Not okay. Right? So if your net is let's say 10,000, realistically for you to have a balanced life and have the other things, you should be spending about 1,500 to 2,000 rand
on a car,
on transport. So in this case, umuntu othe oholo 10,000 realistically aka afford ukuthenga imoto.
Thembisa.
If esazofuna nendawo yokuhlala unless uzothenga imoto bese uhlalela emqashweni, that's the rule of thumb. But
How many percent loyo?
10 to 15 to 20, which is like 1,500 to 2,000 rand.
Sengenzela ukuthi nomunye mhlawumbe ohola imali engafani nalo
Yes.
10 akwazi ukubalela.
Yes, for example, umuntu ohola 100,000.
yeah,
Realistic.
phela asifiki lapho.
Realistic, we need to do both the ends,
Okay.
right? Realistically, yes, you think ngihola kahle, and then you go and buy imoto ka 30,000. That's too much if you still want to buy a house as well. Right? Okay. Because a house might actually take 30%. Indlu actually takes more of your income for you to still afford to save it without going to debt, without maintaining your life, ngama credit card, ngama overdraft, right? So that's the first one that you need to look at, to say, if ngizodlula kuleli percentage, spend 40%, what type of car then do I need to look at, right? Realistically, do I need to drive a very expensive car nesonde mhlane, but right? So those are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Do I really need to buy a brand new car when I should have gotten a demo, or even a second-hand car, or even maybe get a car from an auction, or whatever the case.
So i-guide yakho ukuthi uthenga imoto enjani, i-guide uzoyithola kule figure ophuma nayo mangabe usucalculate i-percent ye-transport, which is 10 to 15% of your net income.
Yes.
Oh, what a difficult Mdase. What a tricky, what a wow. So i-role edlalwa i-credit score mangabe uzo applyela for vehicle financing, iyiphi, and how do we get it to the best score possible?
Okay, so let's remember a credit score, a credit report, i-report lehlaka first year, right? So that's our start of life. Into esho ukuthi usuyakwazi ukubhala, can you read and everything. So your credit score or your credit report, it what tells ama-creditors ukuthi what kind of person are you when it comes to handling debt. Uyasa-afforda isikweletu based on your income, but mase usus-afforda ke sekusonikeziwe, do you pay in time? Do you pay extra? Or umuntu odependele ekweletini zingakanani ikweletu onazo, right? Because that also determine. So there's different bureaus use different scales and numbers, right? So we usually say for Experian and TransUnion, anything above 700 is great to excellent, because the range is up to 800, right? So that means when amawuthatha isikweletu uyasikhokha usiqede. So kuma creditors nje uyinyama, because umuntu oqondile uthi mawuthatha isikweletu ubuyisele futhi ukhokha ngesikhathi, and sometimes you pay extra, right? But i-credit score yakho mayisitekateka isibhilo ko 500, right? Going down even 0, it means one umuntu ongathembekile, right? So what will then happen is lo ozo risk athi it's fine ngizokunikeza imali yami ukuthi uthenge imoto, uzofuna ukucharge interest eningi, because ufuna ukushesha athola imali yakhe ngokushesha, ngoba wena awuthembekile phela ngenze ukuthi slicer tsotsi ungakayiqedi imali yakhe. So that's how then your credit score determine good how much credit do you get, and what interest rate is going to be charged on that credit, and how much more you can get in the future as well.
Got it. Let's wrap up this vehicle segment with any advice you may have for young professionals who are looking to purchase their first vehicles.
We don't buy our dream cars as our first cars. That's number one, right? We buy our first cars as for transport purposes.
It's a means to an end.
It's a means
point
from
A to point B.
Yes.
Got you.
Yes, possibly you want something comfortable, reliable, but it should never be your dream car. Make sure you are aware of any cost that are aligned to that purchase, right? Can you afford le moto mangasife ifune u30,000 rand cash, right? Because that means ufane ube ne emergency fund or kuzodinga ukuthi uye credit card. So can you afford any additional cost? Petrol, if petrol unganyuka 3 times a year, will you still be able to afford itaya la le moto? Because khona into esurprise njengabantu besifazane kuthi sekuthiwa 12 months later kumele uthenge itaya uthi uyafika emathayini to itaya lu-4,000 lilodwa. Ucishe ukuthi quleka, because you were not aware ukuthi kahle le moto igqoka u17 each u19 each or 5,000. So all those hidden costs, you need to understand them in the beginning. It's no lo ngimthenga manje, even itile lakhe izoba 800, hayi ngizoba sharp noma kuthiwa kufanele ngiwathenge wo4 ngizokwazi even kwa replacer, right? If efa lo ngifuna 10,000, I'll still be fine because ngizokwazi ukusave even even if sengimkhokhela, right? Insurance, any maintenance cost, I'll still be able to afford. So those are the things that you need to look at.
All right, that is uThembisa Luthuli saying do not get your dream car as your first car. Njengoba usho njalo nje Thembisa ngiyacabanga ukuthi bazi kahle odokotela abasha wona base KZN
Ngisebenze nabo a lot.
Abathanda lela garage
lela ngisebenze nabo a lot, so I know very well.
Bakulalele nje bathi akasazi lo. Coming up on the masterclass, we are talking financially preparing yourself for your first property purchase.
Masterclass on the Liftoff.
From a financial planning perspective, iziphi izinto umuntu akufanele athi have in place before thinking about buying property?
So I'll mention 4, right? A stable income. If you're not going to be having a stable income, there needs to be a plan on how you generate your income. Why? Because a property is a long-term game. It's a long-term responsibility as well,
yes.
Right? So it needs a lot of commitment. Number 2, you do need to have a good credit score, right? Because oftentimes a property is more than 500K. How many of us have that money sitting in our bank account? So we can't afford it unless uwelwe indodla zeimali somewhere. Most of us don't have. So we usually then depend on banks, and banks look at our credit record. So you do need to have a good credit record. Number 2, you do need to have savings for things like transfer fees, deposits, because if you don't have a good credit score, usually bazokufanda 90%, uzothatha blo 10%. Makuthi uthenga indlu ya 1 million, 10% is 100,000. That means you might need to take another loan. So have some savings, because even if deposit is not required, transfer fees need that. The last thing I always say, oftentimes people buy failage, have an emergency fund, because once ya aqala ama-cost endlu, ama-debit order, e-bond, i-insurance, amanzi, impilo shame iba tight.
Hey!
So have an emergency fund.
Thembisa. Hey, wawukuphi ngibhayiza. Uhlala endlini yakho ethi wena ulala udlisa ingwa nebhotela every day for a month.
Yes, ngoba ku tough. So I always say, if you can delay a bit to build like a healthy emergency fund, build that before you commit, because it can really be very tight once there. So I'll say those are the 4 things that you need to prepare yourself before you can make that big decision. Listen, I'm buying the house.
Ukuthenga umuzi, is it really always a good investment for everyone? Noma akhona mhlawumbe ama situations where you would say, yazini Jebs, awuzinze lapha erentini for a while. Uqhubeke nje ukuba usidumo, uzobuye uyibona indaba yokuba umastand ukuba usisime ngelinye ilanga.
So again, as I said, my personal finances are personal. So there are people who it's good for them to just rent, because either they don't have a stable income, 2, they are movers, they're not settling in one place.
Yeah.
Right? So uyazi ukuthi mina ngizosebenza 5 years eThekwini, but realistically ngifuna ukuphinde ngohlala Cape Town. So those people are then saying, you don't need to own a property for ukuhlala, a residential property, then you can rent, it's okay. When you're still planning your life as well, when things zingakahlangani, it's okay to rent. You don't need to pressure yourself just because usuna 30, just because usuna 36. Because sometimes it's pressurizing ngeminyaka uthi hayibo nakho ngireach 30 nga-ownile property. Do it when it's right. So it's not for everyone.
And what financial risks should we be aware of mangabe sizothatha a home loan, and how then do we structure the rest of the money that we have to be able to pay off that home loan as quickly as possible? Ngoba u20 years mude ntombazane.
Yes.
Mude naba no lisitsha khanya go basimele la.
The interest rate
every 2 weeks or monthly. So siyanews baby girl.
So there's 2 things that people don't understand, and they think it's the same thing. There is qualifying and as well as affording. So oftentimes we take what we qualify for.
Nathembisa
ibhanki lithi singakuni.
Ibhanki lithi wena singakunika 1.9 noma u2M.
There was a time to afford indlu 4.5 million. Ngathi ngibuka indaba zami ngathi laba bafuna ungicwilisa. But because affordability and qualifying is totally different. Qualifying is what your bank sees you as a potential. I mean, you're a customer for them to draw money out of you. So bazobuka kwi bank statement yakhe imali engenayo and just a few debit orders. Abazi ukuthi uyondla ekhaya, abazi ukuthi unezinye izinto, right? So they'll say, "Oh, uhola u30,000 and you only have debit orders at 10. Uno 20,000 ohleli wena."
Oh my God.
Lo 20,000 umuntu ono 20,000 ohleli u-afford ibond ya 2 million.
Yes.
Bafika bathi you qualify for 2 million.
Ujabule
Ujabule ufe.
Uyibona iphuli yakho
Uyibona iphuli.
nebalcony.
Uzibone uhlala kuleya estate okade wawusayeba sabaweli ushone khona ngoba ibank yakho isithe you qualify, but in actual fact you actually only afford ibond ya 10,000, which is like a 1 million rand or 1.2. So it's very important to then look at, can I afford this versus what I qualify for? And also affordability is not only bond.
Rates,
Khona ama
levies.
rates, khona ama levies mawuhlala ku states, khona amanzi, khona ugesi, khona i-maintenance
Penda.
uvela uqhumelwe igisa. Kufe amawindi athi uyagunda ubhuti wegceke aliphohloza iwindi kufuneka u2000 rand. Awusenamali ngoba phela wena you took the amount that you actually qualify for, right? And the maintenance of the house is very expensive, right? So what you afford is actually the bond and all the other costs. You need to look at your budget. Then your budget will tell you how much you actually afford.
For abantu that want to purchase property but not live in it, they want to try and use it as income generator. Yiziphi izinto mhlambe sifanele sizenze differently to the person who wants to buy a house and actually live in it. Does it differ at all?
It differs on the sense that when you are going to invest in property and you are paying a bond on it, you also need to have the thing of, when do I want to start seeing the money? Because if you're going to buy a property for investment and you still bond it, right, it means you're just buying a property for capital gain, for future. You're actually not going to make money right now, because whatever rental, chances are you might actually need to add on, right? So there is two different things that one needs to ask themselves. Do I want this property as a rental income purposes? If that's the case, then you can't really say indlu ozoyithenga ngebond izokugenerate imali, because realistically it won't, right?
Into ozoyithenga cash
Into mhlawumbe ama rooms ongawathenga elokishini wakhe, then that's a rental ezokwenzela imali manje, because mhlawumbe uyakhe cash or uyakhe ngeloan, mhlawumbe loan ozokwazi ukuthi usheshe uyikhokhe, right? But I property ozoyithenga ngebond and expect rental income, it's not going to happen, because there's going to be more cost in it. You actually just it's for long term. Laba bathi ngifuna in the name of having a property investor.
Noma into engizoyishayela
ingane zami, yes. So that's the other thing that you need to be aware of.
Got you. All right. So we've covered the vehicle chat. We've covered the property chat. We now need to get into investing for our children's education. Akufanele lento ukuthi ibe yiphutha. Hey, ingane bengazi ukuthi izoqeda umatric. How mntanami usofunda ugrade 12? Kanjani? Hey, mase uqala lapho ke ukupanic around how you're going to make ends meet. This is what we are getting into next with Uthembisa.
Masterclass on the Liftoff.
We have been learning quite a bit from Uthembisa Luthuli, who's a wealth advisor and a financial coach, around how to best plan for vehicle purchases, property purchases, and now we are dealing with your children's education. Uthembisa, when should abazali ideally start planning for their children, one, and their children's education?
I wish I could say before they're even born. Once you have a thought that you want to have a child, start saving.
Ovulating. Your period trying like ovulating.
And what decide ukuthi ufuna umfana uzomthwalela ingane start.
Wow,
right.
Okay.
Well, that can happen. That cannot happen, but then I'll then say as soon as they are born. And it's very cheap then, because I do understand their cost ingane mayisazalwa, but it's more cheap and more convenient, but also time is on your side. So the very first day they are born, open that simple unit trust investment. Faka labo 200 rand ozohamba uyobadla labo 100 rand. The compound interest and the time will be on your side. Kakulu, you're 18 years before they even get to varsity will be much better than uqale sena 10 sekufanele ufake 2000 rand.
I was about to ask, like, how aggressive should you be when saving for your children's education?
Right. So if you start early, as I say, you've got time on your side. So you can start lower. As much as I say 200 rand, realistically, if you can afford at least a minimum of 500 rand.
Nanokuthi depend ukuthi ufuna ukuyisa ingane yakho ekoleni
enjani, right? So if ufuna the best of the best, siyazi manje ikole khona ezo 400,000 a year. Ingane ifuna ukufunda phesheya. If you want that top, that's why then you should plan before even they born. But if you haven't planned before they even born, then it costs you to save kakhulu when they are there, right? So those are the things that you then should consider. Where do I want my kid to go? How much is that school at the moment? And then factor in the educational inflation, which is double the normal inflation. So inflation yet is about 5 to 6%. Let's say 4 if it's based. Education inflation is 10%.
Usho ukunyuka kwe-school fees on a yearly basis.
On average, school fees inyuka ngo 10%.
Yay! Yeah, no, I can't afford a kid. I can barely afford myself. So how then do you balance saving for iy'ngane zakho and their education? Because at the same time, you are also growing older, right? Now kufanele ubhekelele in terms of your retirement to make sure that you have a comfortable nest for when you decide to call it quits. So siwancelisa kanjani ke la mawele equally?
Before Snelisa Mawela, I always say, and I've always been crucified for this, family's planning is part of financial planning. For me, Nanje, if you can't afford yourself, don't have babies. Okay, now the babies are here, and okay, try not to have more. Okay, maintain what you have. Try and maintain an affordable life, right? Don't try to live a lifestyle, wow lifestyle on a laugh out loud budget, right? So adjust your lifestyle in such a way that you can balance these things. Don't buy expensive cars, don't live in places where you can't afford, so that uzokwazi ukusavela ingane zakho, but also save for your retirement, because you don't want to have the resentment where uthi nga invest kunina ne education yenu so kumele ngondle.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's an important point.
Yes. Because that's what parents do. They then say, okay, ngizofaka yonke into enganeni, ngizoze ngiboleke, ingane mayisifundisile. Ibona sebeyongibona. So ingane senale burden. That's why we then find people who are saying black text, because parents think it's an investment. Yes, it's an investment, but for the child's future, not for you. You are investing, but not for yourself.
Sengiyabona why bengakuthandi ukhuluma iqiniso elishongo siyalidinga lona because uqinisile.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an investment, but not for you. It's for their future, right? And for their future families. Ukuthi kungabi khona le roll over ukuthi njalo khona umzalo wondliwayo. No. So lungisa izinto zakho manje. And if ukuthi usuke situation ukuthi usuzele awubumzalo ofukuzayo. Sebenza. Umzali nje kufanele kube umuntu ofuza, akafuneka umuntu ozalayo yivila.
Uthembisa.
Because I mean usuletha umphefumulo ke sebenza ke manje.
Listen here. You are the birth control I needed.
Because uzohlukumeza ingane and uzoyihluphekisa.
True.
Sekwenzekile zaba khona iba uhlanye kusebenzeni so that you can catch up on all these gaps, unikeze nengane impilo engcono. That's
I took the right decision for myself. So there are products I've seen on the market asebenza sa stokfela kanje for your children's education. You spoke about investing in things like a unit trust, right?
Yes.
Do those stokfels, for lack of a better term, sengikhohle ukuthi abizwa ngani, but they're usually available through our banks or other financial institutions. Would you go for things like that?
Okay, so let me explain it simple as well. So kunama banks, kunama financial institution, purely investment companies, then there is insurance companies. So for children's education, they are open-ended investment. Unit trust, you buy shares for them, you can even buy physical property if you afford to. That's part of investing for your kids. Then there are investment policies that abazali bethu mostly have cried about. Ngaqala uku-invest ngafaka 150 mase kufanele ngane esikoleni ayineli imali, right? So those are policies which are usually linked to life insurance. I do not recommend that path, right? We should know better now, because with the expensiveness of all the cost of education, usually I nail, right? So I would recommend that you do see a financial planner, because the clean investment in unit trust, in shares, give you the aggressive exposure into things that will give you more returns. And then in the future, you then get better output for your investment. So you can get these products such as your tax-free investment, right? Where I'm investing, there'll be no tax, but great, maximizing your return. Start there. But also have a life insurance. Another investment for a future's kid is have a life insurance, because you could die before they get there.
Yes.
Then what happens?
Yes.
So that's part of education planning. Cover yourself for the risks that will happen. But I would say, please consult a financial planner. Also, advise the correct type of product based on the needs that you have.
I was about to say, like, ungachaza uzube blue ebusweni Thembisa kunezinto nje esingethi na si understand,
yes.
Because this is not our everyday language. Yebo ama unit trust siyayisizwe ngawo, kodwa understand kahle ukuthi silwane sini lesi lapho ngizophosa khona imali yami esiyabuya iphinda phindiwe. It's such a
complex.
It's complex. It's an abstract thought for us. So I do suggest, Chomi, that you do get in touch with a financial planner like uThembisa, who then can help you move from financial planning from month to month to wealth advising. How do you get a hold of you, Thembisa?
All right, so I am on social media. On Facebook, it's Thembisa Vilutuli. On Instagram, it's Thembisa_Lutuli official. LinkedIn, Thembisa Vilutuli. And email, it's thembisalutuli@gmail.com.
Nazia, thank you so much for being with us. Ayisesiyothinta ke khona iskepe mina esengifuna ukuvuka ngaso manje. Phumela ndlaleni Thembisa.
Gagasi FM.